Yo, talk to him, Vame Mame. What's going on, Dead by Daylight family? It's your boy Negoose and welcome back to my channel. I just want to start off by saying happy holidays and I hope everyone is doing well. I got a special holiday / Christmas gift for y'all, and it is mainly for my Plague mains, anyone who's new to the Plague and wants to try her out, as well as someone who just purchased a Plague, alright? In this video, I'm gonna be covering the 3 perk builds that I think are the strongest on the Plague and are the most overpowered. I'm gonna be going in depth and explaining the synergy with the perks and the add-ons, alright? So if you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy this sort of content, don't forget to drop a like on the video, hit the subscribe and the bell notification down below. Let's get into the Plague builds. Alright, so I'm gonna get into these perks and show you why they synergize so well together and why they're so good on the Plague, alright? So we got Ruin, okay? What Ruin does is if a generator is not being worked on, it's gonna regress at 200% of the normal regression speed, alright? And pretty much when survivors see the Plague heading to that generator, they're gonna hop off because they know the Plague is channeling up her vomit and she's going to puke on that generator. Okay, so when she does puke on that generator, it puts them in a situation where they're gonna be like, should I hop on a generator and get infected, or should I just watch that generator be regressed by Ruin? So this is why Ruin is good on Plague. It's not just there because it's Ruin, it's really good with Plague, alright? It synergizes well with her power. Next perk, Undying. I don't really have to explain much about this. All it's there to do is just make your Ruin last longer, as well as if survivors are near any totem, you'll get to see their auras, alright? So yeah, these two are a beautiful combo. I don't really like using it because I find it carries a lot of killers, but hey man, it's the most overpowered build, so why the hell not? Next perk, we got Corrupt Intervention. So what Corrupt does is seal off the furthest 3 generators away from me for 2 minutes in the beginning of the game. This is really good because it prevents gen rushing, as well as survivors are going to be scrambling to find generators. And this is good because the generators that aren't sealed off by the entity are always going to be in your vicinity. So most likely there's going to be at least 2 to 3 survivors in your vicinity trying to find a generator to work on, and this is why it synergizes well with Infectious Fright. Infectious Fright is really good on Plague because if she grabs her Corrupt Purge and she downs a survivor, any survivor that is within your terror radius, you're gonna get a little scream logo or icon, whatever you want to call it, and you'll know exactly where they are, and then you'll just head over there with your Corrupt Purge and down them. Infectious Fright is also really good for knowing your surroundings, knowing if any survivors are nearby, maybe trying to get a flashlight save or trying to make a salvo play. Alright, so this will also make you more cautious when picking up survivors. So overall, Infectious Fright is a solid perk on the Plague. I believe it's probably one of her most strongest perks ever. Okay, so yeah, this is the perk build. Let's get into the add-ons. And it wouldn't be the most overpowered Plague build without Black Incense. Black Incense is nuts. What it does is, if a survivor is broken from your infection, every time they puke, you will see their aura for 5 seconds, okay? So usually when you get into red rank, survivors don't want to cleanse. So this is really good because you'll get to see their auras, usually for the whole game if they want to play the whole no cleanse game, alright? And if survivors know you have this add-on, they're most likely gonna start cleansing. So this is not there just to see their aura, this is also a way of making them cleanse, alright? So Black Incense is also really good when chasing survivors, okay? So survivors are bringing you to a jungle gym and you don't know exactly where they are. Black Incense will give you that information to know exactly which direction they're running to. If they're waiting for you to come around the corner, maybe you could do a fancy moonwalk and catch them off guard. Alright, so Black Incense gives you a lot of information. This add-on is by far Plague's strongest add-on. Next add-on is Volumedic, and what it does is it considerably increases the Vol Purge effectiveness. So what this means is it will take you less time to get survivors broken with your Val Purge, okay? So usually you'll take a good one stream of puke if you get it all on them to get them broken instantly, and this ends chases a lot faster, as well as it helps you to spread your infection around the map a lot faster. Alright, so that's what Val Medic is there to do. So you're gonna get survivors broken faster, and when they're broken you're gonna get to see their auras with black incense. So yeah, this is the most overpowered plague build. So this build that I'm about to show you uses the add-on called Iridescent Seal. So what Iridescent Seal does is when a generator gets popped, the plague will automatically get a corrupt purge. So what this means is you don't have to go to a pool of devotion to get your corrupt purge, okay? So this will save you the time from that, but it comes with a few downsides. All right, and the downsides are anytime you have your corrupt purge, it will only last 40 seconds instead of 60 seconds, okay? As well as if you're holding your corrupt purge, your movement speed will be decreased, so keep that in mind. Those are the downside of this add-on. But to counteract the loss of time for your corrupt purge, you could use any of the corrupt purge duration add-ons, so your corrupt purge could last longer. In the video I'm about to show you, I only had the green one, but if you have the purple one, which is called Devotee's Amulet, feel free to put that on. All right, but yeah, all this does is just increase the duration of the corrupt purge. All right, so this is gonna make up for the downside. So what this means is when a generator pops, you're gonna get your corrupt purge, and now Bitter Murmur is gonna activate. You're gonna see any survivor that is near that generator, and you're gonna go to them and you're gonna down them with corrupt purge. And this is why we got Infectious Fright, because when the auras do go away, if you down the survivor, you'll know where the other survivor is in your area and down them as well. All right, so that's the whole purpose of Bitter Murmur. Let's get into the other perk, which is very strong on this build. It's called Tinker. So what it does is when a generator is 70% completed, the killer will lose their terror radius for 16 seconds. So this is a good notification for you, because you'll know which generator is about to pop, and if you're somewhat far away from the generator, you could head over to that generator with no terror radius, and by the time you get to that generator, the generator is most likely gonna pop, and you're gonna get your corrupt purge, and you are gonna literally catch the survivors off guard. All right, I can't tell you how many times I caught survivors off guard and literally downed at least 2 people just because of this perk. All right, this perk's amazing in this build. And for the other 2 perks, feel free to use Ruin and Undying if you want to, but I find Ruin and Undying to be kind of boring. That's why I don't use it. But yeah, I like Pop. Pop goes a weasel. When I hook a survivor, the next generator I smack will be regressed by 25%, and there's a 45-second cooldown. Alright, so keep that in mind. Alright, so this is the last plague build, and I'm gonna get into the add-ons first, and you're gonna see why it synergizes well with this perk build. Alright, so we're gonna be using the 2 Apple add-ons, and all they're there to do is give you an extra pool of corrupt purge. So those of you new to the plague, by default she spawns in with 1 corrupt pool, and the reason why you don't want to depend on that corrupt pool is because it could be on the opposite side from where you are. Alright, so by having 2 Apple add-ons, this is going to increase your chances of having corrupt pools in your vicinity to grab. Alright, and why you're gonna want to grab them is because you are running Discordance. So what Discordance does is, if 2 or more survivors are on a generator, that generator is gonna light up in yellow. All right, so this is good information for you. So usually when I see that generator light up in yellow, I'm immediately gonna go to my corrupt pool, grab my corrupt purge, and head over to that generator. All right, so this is really good because you know that 2 survivors are gonna be in that vicinity, and you're gonna catch them off guard with this perk that I'm about to show you. It is called Monitor and Abuse, and what it's gonna do is decrease your terror radius by 8 meters. Okay, so what this means is when you see that generator in yellow, you're gonna grab your corrupt pool, you're gonna head over to that generator with a small tear radius, and this is gonna catch survivors off guard, because there's so many times where I'm like pretty close to the generator and they don't notice me, and by the time they move, I already channeled up my corrupt purge and I'm shooting it up at that generator where they are, and it usually gets a hit on them. So this is why monitor and abuse is really good in this build. And we are running infectious fright for obvious reasons. I already explained it in the other perk builds prior to this, but yeah, all it's there to do is when you down a survivor, you get a notification of where other survivors are around you. All right, so this is really good. All three of these are the staple to this build, and make sure you use the Apple add-ons, all right, in this build. And for your last perk, you could use Pop Goes a Weasel. You can use honestly any regression perk you want. You could also run Corrupt Intervention, but I find Pop to work quite well in this build. So yeah, this is the last build. If you found this video informative, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will be posting up more Plague content in the future. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.